Yo, what up? It is Stash Wars Live. We are all the way live. Stash Wars Coast to Coast. I'm Mike the Sixth Layer, chilling with the Honorable Villain Mark and my man Chris from the Endless Collection. What up, fam?
And not much. We out here.
We out here, man. Before we get started, before we get into our Comic-Con preview for the first quarter of the year, guys, we definitely got to send our heart, our soul, and our spirit out to the town, LA. Man, the fires, man, it's crazy, man. I know so many people that lost like literally everything. And it's just hard to even talk about all of this. We had this scheduled way before, but we're gonna do this to cheer up, cheer up the town. That's why I'm rocking the Dodgers, to represent LA, man. A resilient town, but just all that destruction just broke my heart. All the familiar places, which is crazy. So on the behalf of the whole Six Layer Station, we are sending our prayers out to everybody in LA, in general, the West Side and Altadena and Pasadena and Arcadia, all, and all the cuts in between, Silmar, one love. All right. Tonight, we are going over our Comic-Con preview for 2025. This is our first quarter. As you can see on the screen, we got Fan Expo New Orleans, the original Art Expo, Megacon Orlando, and Planet Comic-Con in Kansas City. In fact, right as we speak, gentlemen, the Fan Expo New Orleans is taking place right now. And just to show you that, shout out to Jason, the Southern Comic Geek, because he's already getting the SIGs in. He was at Jeremy Adams' table, and he has all of those convention foils. Man, look at that. Every Green Lantern.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. He is foiled up.
He is foiled up, man. I mean, he could bake a turkey with all that foil. It is crazy. But shout out to Jason, the Southern Comic Geek. He's already putting it in day one at Fan Expo New Orleans. And so, gentlemen, I'm going to put up back on the screen and just tell me what con grabs your eye at first, and then we'll delve into that. Because basically, what we're going to do before we do the preview, Stash fam, is we're going to give you all the ins and outs. We're going to unpack each of these shows, the Fan Expo New Orleans, Megacon Orlando, Planet Comic-Con, and OAX. Go over the guest list and any knowledge that we can share about these guests that prepare you guys in advance. That's what we're here for. That's what we're going to do. And then we always got to have a stash war. So after we go over all of these shows, we got my man Chris here, and we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna surprise you guys on what my man Chris is going to unleash. But first off, guys,
I don't know about all that.
You're going to unleash, man. It's you're about to be coming off the top rope with elbows, man. I already know. So it's going to get crazy. But before we dive into the preview of the first quarter of these conventions, gentlemen, I just want both of you guys, starting with you, Chris. What's kind of your thing when you get to the show? What are you prepping for? Because everybody has their kind of niche that they target when they hit these shows. And so I wanted to know, how early are you getting there? What are you preparing for? What's the targets?
Well, it all depends on that guest list. For me, as you know, I'm big on the art side of things, more on the commission as opposed to published, but slowly going on the published side. But I always want to be there early because I want to be there quick first so that I can get in and get out for what I need and then focus on the signatures afterwards. Signatures are usually secondary for me just because it adds up, as you know, when it comes to certain people, and certain prices have changed as time has gone throughout. But certain comic books I'm willing to shill for, like every now and then I'll shill for a good Andy Kubert sig on a rare book that I found, or I'll be out there and in line for like someone else and I'll randomly find a book while someone holds my spot, like take a piss real quick. you know the vibes. But yeah, I'm always up early, as you know, from when we used to do it out here at WonderCon.
Yeah, I mean, we go way back, so I know.
Yeah.
Tell the audience, like, was there a transition? Did you start with SIGs, or were you always into the art?
I gotta say I started with SIGs. Art, I didn't start collecting art pieces till I think it was Long Beach Comic Con 2016 when I got to see George Perez there, and I got to get a sketch from the man. And if you know Stanley, the art director, he was also in line there too. That's how I became friends with him. And we both had our ticket and we were waiting, and his line was ginormous, and people were still in line regular on a hope and a prayer. And at that show, I got a sketch from him, I got a sketch from Jay Lee, I got a sketch from Peter Wynn. That was like the first con where I went in with sketches or getting sketches rather, and I had the best time just talking to people.
What a
And
start.
I know, right? I think where it like the obsession with sketches technically started was with the start of the New 52. So my local comic book shop actually had a signing, and they had some of the writers and artists for the New 52 there. They had like a long table, you can go get stuff signed. So I'd gone a little bit later, and I remember this because of this. I've talked about this on your previous shows. One freebie will make a lifelong fan. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
yes, I met Kyle Higgins there, and with it, he had signed my Nightwing 1, and then he grabbed the bag and board and gave me a head sketch of Dick on it. And ever since then, I would follow his work.
Grayson, Dick Grayson.
Yes, Dick Grayson.
There we go.
Sorry. But yeah, that's where it started. And then slowly, eventually, as I went to more shows, because I would get SIGs like constantly left and right, you'd meet people like Dustin Wynn, who one show at Long Beach was on my birthday. And I always say this, he gave me a free print because I bought one and I had stuff to get signed. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to charge you. And here's a free print. Happy birthday, man. And I'm ever since then, just anything I see of his, I'll always go and I'll stop by his table.
Man, all right, Mark, what about you? What was your evolution? What was your first convention you went to? Because I know you're a young cat, so I know you don't go back as far as Christian and I. But where did it begin?
I think my first con was LA Comic Con, and I think I was too scared to get signatures. I kind of just went as a rookie. I didn't bring any books with me. I saw Neil Adams on the side over there, and he has $100, and I was like, oh man, I don't even want to go talk to him, man. And I made that mistake and never got to talk to Neil Adams. I think Gerard Way was doing a talk or something there, but I was just going as a real casual. Then I went to Comic-Con Revolution, saw that Chris Claremont was going to be there, had Chris Claremont books, got those signed, and now I've built up a 5-year addiction, or probably even longer than that, but big addiction.
What's the target now?
Right now it's interviews, man. Ever since we started Six Layer Station, like the art, the sketches, the signatures have been kicked to the back, and it's like I want to go talk to these people and pick their brain and know what they want us to know, what information they're willing to give, So,
man, hollow
that's
on that,
where I'm
man.
at.
That's where we at. But with me, obviously, my focus is the signatures. Hence the 6 layer. It started back. I would say, I don't know. I want to say 04 or 05. I can't remember. It's always hazy. But the homie Max, shout out to Max. We were there together, and we was like, yo, let's go to a show. And it was during the time, it was San Diego Comic-Con. It was during the time when you could still get a badge like the week of. So we literally got Thursday was open, everything else. So, truth be told, we got Thursday. We was able to get Thursday the same week. And so we got Thursday. I met Jeff Johns. It was during Rebirth. It was whenever Rebirth was like ending. So it was like 04, 05-ish, somewhere around there. And he signed my Rebirth after a panel, and I was like, wait a minute, is this easy? And that's what it was ever since, man. I've been hooked ever since, man.
GL Rebirth?
Yeah, Green Lantern Rebirth, the OG, OG Rebirth. Yeah, man. He signed that, and then it was just every year I would go to San Diego, and then I would say we're evolved to like the monster where I wanted to go to like more than one show. I would say probably 2016, like the year we met, Christian, because it was like, yeah, at WonderCon, but it was when WonderCon was in LA though. It was because WonderCon used to be in Frisco, and then it came to LA in 2016, and that was the year they had I met you in 2017. I met you in 2017. Like that's when I met Stanley and the other Stash fam, Daniel Sook and all of them. I met them 2016 at WonderCon, but it was in LA, and they were talking about the Rebirth Initiative. So I remember that much. But I remember I met you. I now remember 2017 as when I got
It was
Scott Williams. We raided Scott Williams.
Oh, that's right. We raided Scott. We
raided Scott Williams. He made a rare appearance in Anaheim, California, because he doesn't always go to WonderCon.
Alex's table. That's right.
Yeah, so we got him, and it was like everybody was there, like and so that's where it happened. So 2016 WonderCon, because that was like my second WonderCon, and then 2017, and then after that, it was just a wrap. It was a wrap after that. I've been going to shows ever since.
I didn't mention that. That's when the switch really flipped. When I met Mike, and I was like, I gotta go to San Diego. I gotta go to Megacon. I gotta go to Planet Comic Con now.
Yep.
Hey man, I'm like the comic book genie, man. You messing with me, you get the bug, man. But it's all fun, man. It's all fun, and so we're gonna dive in to this Comic-Con preview because I mean we got a lot to cover. This weekend we have New Orleans Comic-Con. Let me get that up. New Orleans Comic-Con, and we're gonna go over the guest list and basically, guys, we're gonna do what we normally do. Just talk about the guest list and break down what we know. A lot of times, cats want to talk about pricing, so we definitely got to talk about that, and also reps. And Chris, and your forte with art, you have to deal with reps too. So whether you're a signature person or art person, you got to deal with reps. And straight off the rip, we have Mitch Jarrett. He's at New Orleans right now, and right off the rip, Common Sketch Art, right? So Mitch Jarrett is with Common Sketch Art. I would say he's probably $10, $5 to 10. I would say $10. $10
10 now.
Yeah, $10 a signature for Miss Jarrett. Michael Golden, I hear he's like $20 and up.
Yeah, he's somewhere around that. Ooh. Yeah.
I know on the Rogue Avengers Annual, I believe 11. That one's 60. Yeah. So if you want to take that to him, that's $60.
Larry Houston, we got to get in touch with Larry Houston, Mark. That's one guy.
Yes.
That we got to get into. But I'm just looking at this because everyone knows how to look at the website, right? The top billing is on the top, right?
Yep.
And so automatically this is it's kind of a thinner con. You know what I mean?
That's some good names.
You know what I mean? And so basically what I'm saying, Stash fam, is that there's different tiers of conventions, right? So this would be probably like a mid-grade convention. You know what I mean? A good one to go to. If I'm a Mitch Jarrett fan and I'm trying to get a sketch, this is a good show to go.
Oh, this is the one to go to.
You know what I mean? This one is low competition. If you're an art person, big fish, small pond season. And so I'm not saying thin in a derogatory way. I'm saying as far as the competition is thin, because as we know, these lines they could be a doozy.
Oh yeah.
And then so we got Bill Morrison. What do you guys know about him? And so he did. So I don't really know much about The Simpsons other than Matt Groening. So Bill Morrison, when he did the Simpsons comics or something?
Yeah, he was
He's on
the
the comic
usual
side of it.
Simpsons comic artist. I think sometimes he would be like the ghost artist for Matt Groening. But there's a whole history about it.
And he rocks with 4C. 4C, in my opinion, takes care of their customers.
Oh, shout out to Ken at 4C. Yeah, man. He's man, class act. Speaking of 4C, I'm looking at Mike DiCarlo. Mark Guggenheim. Mark Guggenheim is there. So if you're an Arrowverse fan, that's a definitely this is a low-key time to see Mark Guggenheim. You could chill with Mark Guggenheim all weekend if you're in New Orleans, because his line would be very manageable. But yeah, Mike DiCarlo, I'm gonna tell you guys, 2025, I let him have it. If he's at any one of the shows that I'm gonna be at this year, I'm gonna let him have it again. I was modest. I just gave him a brick. I'm gonna give him 2 bricks this time.
You give him 2 Cheez-It boxes?
Yeah, 2 Cheez-It boxes, or a Cheez-It and a Jordan box or something like that, or Adidas Boost box,
That's what I used to put my comics in.
But then we saw Jason. We showed a picture earlier. Southern Comic Geek. Southern Comic Geek was at Jeremy Adams' table, and I believe Jeremy Adams is comic sketch art as well. I think he's about $5. He's about $5 to $10.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Scott Hanna. I'm just going over like the kind of the bigger names. Scott Hanna. A lot of Spider-Man.
$20.
Like him. He's $20. Really? Yeah. See, wow.
I'm not sure if he's repped by anyone though. Is he?
Yeah, I don't think so. He usually works with 4C for opportunities, or like does opportunities with some of the other people, like Klein McDonald's as well. But yeah, he's usually on his own unless he's does like a random partnership.
I think he'll do a deal in bulk though. If you hand him something in bulk, he'll give you a deal.
Okay, all right. And then Guy Gilchrist, I've seen him before. I don't know too much about him. You guys, no. Greg Land. Greg Land, yeah. I wonder why Greg Land's so far down.
Is it alphabetic or no?
No, it's not alphabetical. No, Greg Land. Okay. I was talking to the homie Sean the other day about this Anthony Marquez guy here. I like his style. I like it. It's kind of reminds me of Chris Samney, Michael Cho-ish,
the cartoonist era.
Yeah, cartoonist, Bruce Timm-ish.
Yeah,
I love that.
I like his work. I saw his stuff at Baltimore when we went, and I was like, "Oh, he did some nice stuff."
Yeah, it's very fun. I like that, especially like for like this thumbnail here for Batman and Robin. I think that's cool. And then Arthur Pseudium, he's way down there too.
Don Rosa.
Break the science. What's up on him?
He's the old school Disney artist.
Yeah,
I don't even think I knew that he was still alive.
Yeah, he is. I think I talked to him either this past Baltimore or the year before, and we were just talking about Disney, and then he was just like, "I hate Disney." I'm like, "Same, man, same."
And then you got Arthur Pseudium here. I think I don't know. Was he $20? Arthur?
I think so.
I think he's $20.
Yeah.
Stephanie Williams. I want to interview Stephanie Williams. So whenever she's at a show that we're at, we definitely have to extend the invite. I definitely want to interview her. So,
I've made contact. We'll have something soon enough.
Yeah, that I definitely want to interview her. I follow her on social media. I like the way she presents her art and stuff. All right, then it's looking kind of thin as far as our interests. As far as any of our interests.
Yeah.
These are all artists that you guys can support. But as far as my filters, how I filter this and synthesize this show, I'm looking at Miss Jarrett. I'm looking at Michael Golden. Definitely Larry Houston. Mark Guggenheim. I might have something in the one of these short boxes for him. I do have some stuff from Mark Guggenheim actually. And yeah, Mike DiCarlo, Jeremy Adams, What would you guys do if you guys were at the show? Okay, you're in New Orleans. You stand in New Orleans. What would you guys do?
I'll go get some beignets and some gumbo, man.
No, man, come on. I'm saying keep
mean,
on
that's a
topic.
given.
I'm talking about.
I was trying to get a sketch from Michael Golden at San Francisco Fan Expo San Francisco. And I was too late. So this would have been a good opportunity if I wanted something. And the lines are more manageable. There's probably less people, less competition. And I would have gotten something from Michael Golden. I would have been there early, gotten his list, and gotten something by the end of the show.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? What is there? If you were there, man, like I said, big fish, small pond. Your taste.
If I was there, I'd probably
target? Who would you target at the show?
I'd probably target Mitch early, just so I can be in and out and be done with him. I'd probably try to get a sketch from that man. Probably try to get a sketch from Bill Morrison, and then also one from Michael Golden.
Oh, they're separated by section.
Okay.
They are in alphabetical order.
Nice.
Okay.
And then I think in that third row, was it Dan Quintana listed on there?
Hold on, let's see. Let me go to it. Okay, who you say again? Dan Katana?
And yeah, like right next to Jeremy Adams. I'm just on my phone, so things are a little smaller.
Chris Capana, I see.
Oh, Chris Campana. Okay, I couldn't read. I was like, I saw a name. But yeah, those would probably be the big heads I try to go for. In terms of SIGs, I mean, Jeremy would probably be the biggest one I'd go for.
Right. You know, like I said, like if like our sensibilities, if we're in New Orleans, we never met Mitch or we trying to get up the collection while we're trying to get like a remark or a sketch or something, this would be the ideal show, in my opinion. I think that it'll be a no-brainer. And then so now we're gonna go to this, the OAX. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a full screen this one. This is more Chris speed right here.
Yeah.
OAX, otherwise known as the original Art Expo. This takes place in Orlando, Florida. Let's scroll all the way up. In a couple weeks, right? Or next week, right?
No, 2 weeks.
Like
in 2 weeks.
Chris, you're not going?
No, I'm not going. I'm not.
Or Megacon? Come on, let's go to Megacon, Chris.
I mean, I'm tempted. I do have the money, but I had told Mike probably saving for another show we might talk about a little bit later. But
right now we're talking about OAX, and
yes.
Mark and I, we interviewed Jimmy Palmiotti.
Oh, yeah,
Jimmy Palmiotti, who's on the board of the Comic Arts Fan, and they're the organization that runs this event. Okay. And when we were talking to Jimmy, he sold the hell out of this show for me. I definitely want to go to this show at some point. And we're just scrolling down. This show, Stats Fam, is 100% comic book art. Okay. And I'm just kind of scrolling down slowly so people can see it, but we're going to scroll back up, obviously.
That's Adam Hughes. That's my guy.
But like, there's a lot of names, and these are just all artists. And there's all kind of situations happening. Dan Panosian is going to be there. A lot. Bart Sears, I never met him. Brian Stelfreeze. I'm just dragging this thing down. There's Matt Wagner. I mean, this is just all straight artists, and there's going to be. I'm just scrolling it to the top because I know we got a lot to talk about here on this one. There's already situations happening with pre-made sketches, commissions. You got published art, published covers. There's a whole sector of collectors that collect cards, sketch cards, published sketch cards, commission sketch cards, like all kind of stuff. The number one thing that Jimmy Palmiotti convinced me on about this show. He said it's the Friday night where the collectors just get together and just show their portfolios. He says all kinds of trades happen. And so imagine there's stuff that people post online that we see, but I bet you there's a good chunk of good, juicy art that is not on any social media. And then you go to an event like this, and then you see like your dream art, you know. But that's just my thing. Like, you know, obviously we can go and, you know, get on a list or get a pre-made thing, but you never know what a fellow collector has. They may have that missing link to your collection. And I like to think that Friday, if I was there, somebody will have something for me.
Oh, they definitely will. They definitely will.
You know, so that's my pipe dream. But anyway, as we were scrolling down, gentlemen, starting with you, Mark, is there anyone that's noteworthy on this list? I see Amanda Connor, Dennis Cowan. Is there anybody on this list that you know gets your eye? There's like David Finch, Jesus, Nick Dragotta.
I still want to see Matt Wagner. So I haven't met him. We interviewed him. We interviewed him.
Matt Wagner. Where he at? Where is he at?
Right there.
There's Matt Wagner right here. Matt Wagner.
The other one is Bob Layden. Still
but hold on. I've been scrolling up and down. Stay on Matt Wagner for a second. Why Matt Wagner?
Matt Wagner worked on great covers for both what's Kevin Smith's Quiver? Kevin Smith's Green Arrow run, Quiver, and then Under the Hood, the Batman run with Jason Todd coming back. He's also doing that Sid and Nancy story that I want to ask him more about and everything. Still haven't met him. Big fan of Grendel and everything. So yeah, I'd want to pick his brain about that.
Okay, and who else you said?
Bob Layden, classic Iron Man.
Bob Layden. Okay. What would you get from Bob Layden? Iron Man.
Yeah, I'd have him sign some of my Iron Man stuff. That classic Doom, Dr. Doom and Iron Man story. I forgot what it's called. I think it's like Iron Man 150. And then he did also issue 200, the first appearance of Ironmonger. And I believe he also did the classic Demon in a Bottle story. So he has some really good Iron Man stories under his belt. And I heard he's just cool, man. He describes himself as a sex symbol and everything. So,
oh wow. Okay, Bob Layden. He's okay. We'll see. That's crazy. All right. But what about you, Chris? Okay. First, before you even mention Sanford Green's going to be there.
Yeah.
Before you even mention who you would target, explain to the audience what kind of deal is this? Is this what's the difference between OAX and another con like Fan Expo New Orleans?
I'd say the biggest difference is what the collectors are there for. So when you think of like your Megacon New Orleans, you think of people wanting to go there for signatures, wanting to get like little remarks and maybe some con sketches. Whereas like a show like this one, it's all just pristine fine art. There'll be pre-made things, there'll be published pages, people will have like commission lists. So most people will be there just for the art aspect. It's not as much focus for like signatures or things of that nature. Like people might talk about that here and there, or might get a couple sigs. But when you go to a show like this, most people are focusing on trying to get art from these artists. Like right now, you have David Finch highlighted.
Oh, David Finch right here. Yep.
Yeah, people would be in line to look at his portfolios to see what like things he has on there, whether from The Walking Dead, Batman, or even just like stuff he painted on the side and just wanted to sell. Not many
what
people
about
would be
this guy right here, Nick Dragotta? Everybody's on this food jock right now.
Everyone's going to be on him just because of the BBL, as I call him, the Batman Booty Lifter, aka the Absolute Batman. A lot of people will be there for that.
Simone De Mio, man.
Other cool stuff. Like
Simone De Mio right here. Hey, I didn't know. I thought this dude was digital the whole time.
No,
Simone De Mio. This dude
traditional.
is traditional.
Yeah.
Super smooth.
Looks that good.
Yeah,
funny enough, you have him highlighted. He's someone I'd go after.
Who?
Yeah.
Simone
De Mio. Yeah.
Anybody else? Anybody else on this list?
Paulo Rivera, I believe, is there, and then
Rivera?
Nick Dragotta. Yeah.
Rivera. Let me hold on. Let me find him real quick. Rivera, huh?
Yeah, Paulo Rivera. He should be there. One more down. There you go.
Right here. This guy. Okay, what is he known for?
I've noticed stuff from back when I did collect some Marvel stuff. I saw his run with like Daredevil and some other stuff. I like his painting style. So he does some great portraits, and he usually only offers portraits now. He used to do like busts and full figures way back when, but man's busy. But he does some great paintings, and I've been a fan of his work for a while.
Now the homie Sean told me about this dude. Now I would go to meet George Pratt because I have
yes, I would. George Pratt as well.
I have 2 Batman issues that he did the covers for that are signed by Christopher Priest. He was going by James Owsley at the time.
Yeah.
And definitely I would get those 2 these 2 books signed. But the other thing that I would say for me at this one, I'll be licking at my chops because I would assume, I'm just assuming that these dudes wouldn't be tripping on 6. I don't think these dudes would be charging for 6. Why, guys? Why would I make that assumption?
It's all art.
Because they're already making that money from the art they're selling, so they don't really have the need to charge for SIGs for like their tables or anything, because they're all probably invited as well, so they didn't have to pay for a table to be at the show. And like I said, they're gonna make that money from selling their art.
I wonder if, because we mentioned reps and we talked about reps earlier. I wonder are the reps
still go to these shows?
They're going to be. I mean, I wonder are they going to be hawking on SIGs though, or they're going to let the big dogs play, like let the big money, because there's people going to be spending thousands upon thousands of dollars at this show. Why trip on SIGs, especially if they're getting? Yeah. They might be getting. Let's say I'm Adam Kubert, right? Mm-hmm. Or I'm an Adam Kubert fan, I should say. And I have like one of his cool Wolverine pages from back in the day. And it's not signed, right? You're gonna charge him the sign something that you already spent like all this money. You know what I mean? It's like it's a drop in the bucket in my book. I wonder what the people out in cyberspace think. This is a big Willie caviar, you know what I mean? Like this is like a caviar event, man. Like the creme de la creme. This is like, if you talk about comic book collecting, this is like elite collecting, this is like,
I think that's the other difference between like a show like Fan Expo New Orleans and this one is there's no other types of fans specific to like anime, movies, TV shows, so you're not rubbing shoulders with those guys. It's all comic guys, it's all comic dudes there. It's more intimate. Jimmy told us about it's a lot less people too, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be crowded. Small. It's not going to be crowded. It's not going to have the no other like pop culture stuff or video games or cosplay. It's all going to be straight up meat and potatoes art. And so I'm thinking in an event like this, even the people there, they wouldn't really give a crap about SIGs unless it pertained to them. And it's like, why would you even upcharge? If I'm spending $500 on something, why would you upcharge, on a signature? You know what I mean? Because no one's really going there really for comics. So I'm assuming SIGs are, that'll be an easy place to get SIGs. That's all I'm saying. Because like
I will say, It should be an easy place. It really all depends on the rep, and most reps are usually nice if you're buying like a bunch of stuff.
Because it ain't gonna be that many people there, and so I'm curious. But for me, I would go for that. I would go for low key SIGs, one, and then two, I would go for trades. Okay. That would be like my little lick at OAX. But as far as like an artist here, of all of these people, right? Because that's the other thing. Okay, Chris, like how much these foods be costing? Like these guys, like who, like, okay, give me a tier. Give me like somebody that's like top tier price, and give me an example, mid tier, and then low tier price. Like, because this is Big Willie style right here, man. These guys are, these dudes are, they got the all the cheese.
Okay, I'll say top tier would be like an Adam Hughes commission. He offers the 9x12s for like 4,000, full body colored like Adam Hughes style, not like his usual like con sketches with a little bit of coloring. He does like
with the long neck.
Thing. Yeah, yeah, with the long neck. Shout out to
so you
Adam,
say so? What'd you say? What was his price again?
He has 4,000 for a 9x12, and I think it's like 9,000 for an 11x17, something like that. So
I agree. I don't think it would make sense for them to charge. Yeah, I agree, Martin, man.
I agree with that. It just all depends on who's there, because if the reps are there, of course they'll still take money. But if you know the person, like I've gone to Como and gotten away with free SIGs because I've known people and bought art from people, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll just sign your stuff. You support my shit."
What's good? What's up, man? The homie Kid Flash is in the chat on IG. What up, man?
What's good, Kid Impulse?
Yeah, he's up in there, man, chilling. We chilling, man. Talking about OAX. I would say, who would I target here? You know what? Sanford Green. Where is he at? Let me go. Sanford Green. I love this dude's style. Baltimore. You said you got some from Baltimore?
No. I said he had dope shit from Baltimore.
Yeah, like I love his art, like his style.
Yeah.
I would try to get a sketch. I would try to get, on a list on. I wouldn't do a blank or anything like that because he hasn't. I don't think he's done anything that I have a blank of. But I would get it on an actual piece of paper, like, and that's rare for me. But unpublished stuff. Yeah, like I would actually legit get a commission from, and I would have him probably draw like MF Doom for me, dude. Like a sick ass MF Doom. Like for sure. Like that I can hang up. That would, matter of fact, I just thought of it right now. That's what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna ask one of these MF days. Doom. I'm gonna MF Doom, and y'all can bite me. I don't care because it's about MF Doom for me, and I'll have that up because the whole family got love for Mr. Doomalay over here, all caps. So definitely, I would get a MF Doom commission from Sanford Green. Okay, so that was OAX, and for the people that are coming in, obviously we're doing this preview and of the cons for the first half of the year or the first quarter of the year. We went over Fan Expo New Orleans. We just finished with OAX. That's happening in a couple of weeks. OAX. I won't be going. Any of you guys going to OAX?
I'm not.
No, Sean is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sean is going on. Yeah. So but OAX is definitely a convention that I want to go the next one. So this next year, because you got to pick and choose. You can't go to every. I mean, I know we're globe-trotting mofos, but
let me tell you, yeah,
we can't go to everything. But OAX is to me is an up and coming. Last year was the first ever one. So so if I go to the third one ever, that's still early on, So yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. So we're gonna migrate over to the next convention, and that is right here, Megacon, dude. And this is the one I'm definitely going
Come
to.
on, Chris.
Y'all can
Let's
see
go.
this. Y'all can see this one. We're gonna talk about this one. We about to unpack that.
Oh,
We're about to go over this right now. I'm excited about this. I'm so excited about this.
This list is so thick.
Okay, this is wow. Let us know what y'all think about Megacon. Okay, real quick, before we're just gonna leave it here for a second because I just want to talk to y'all for a minute about this. Okay, so Mark and I, we went to Megacon last year, right? And my whole quest last year was to kind of figure out where does San Diego fit in the continuum of the national cons, because the grass is always greener, right? So the cats on the West Coast want to go to Baltimore, want to go to New York, want to go to Heroes, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then people on the East Coast want to go to the West Coast, right? And so last year was our chance to really hit the East Coast and see what it was all about. And Megacon was the first big show of the year. And that's what this is. This is the first gargantuan show of the year. Megacon is obese. It's diabetic. It's diabetic like a mug, man. It's crazy.
Cheesesteak, like, damn.
It's crazy. Like, okay, but it's not bigger than San Diego. I would say it's about a third of the size of San Diego. Okay. And that's huge.
I wouldn't say a third though. Would you?
Yes, I would say almost half. I would say a third. Yeah, a third is more than no. I would say over half actually. I would say 3/4. I would say 3/4. There we go. That's what I'm talking. Not a third. I would say 3/4. So I would say
like a third. That's tiny.
I know. I was like a third, man.
I meant to say 3/4. Megacon is about 3/4 of the size. Megacon is 3/4 of the size of San Diego, which is huge. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's some differences. Mark, what's some differences between Megacon and San Diego?
There's no freebies at Megacon, man. That kind of doesn't exist over there. There's not really the love from the publishers. So I don't think there's no DC booth. There's no Marvel booth. There's no Image booth. There's no Dark Horse booth. So you don't have the free signings like that. Hourly scheduled stuff like that. Big names. You got your big names there, and you're going to meet a lot of people there. But that's the biggest difference that I would say. And then there's the community and then the partying and everything. And yeah, that probably happens over there. You can go to Disney World and Universal Studios after and probably go see the creators there or something. Or go to a local bar. But it's not right across the street in the gas lamp district. So there's a big difference between those two.
I would say the big difference is, San Diego Comic-Con takes over San Diego, downtown San Diego. It takes it over. And so you're engulfed in San Diego Comic-Con when you're on that side of town. And so you better have something to do with, the outsides, or you're going to have to, drive out to the outskirts to, reach the civilization, but if you're anywhere in that area, nothing's really close. Even the close stuff is a mile away, right? Like the closest parking spot is a mile away. So that's the difference. That's the difference. But Megacon, hold on 1 second. Megacon is almost like that too. Remember last year we lost our car, Mark.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
There's a lot of parking there, man.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people there.
Yeah, so it's almost like San Diego, but I would say that the difference is that when you get inside of the show, right? It reminded me of like if Torpedo Con was big as hell.
Okay.
Yeah. Like everything is like, if you bump into somebody, that's $15. You know what I mean? Like everything is it's like dang, like Sonic, you lose your coins, like
you lose your rings.
Yeah, man. It's so, but it's it's worth it if you're just trying to bang and get what you're trying to get. And so with that, this show has tons of competition. This show, I would say it's more competitive than San Diego because the people that go to these shows are really trying to sell stuff. They're getting they're getting access to these people, and then they're loading up on inventory, and then they're flipping it. Man, I've seen more wagons, people dragging wagons in the show than any place in America. Man, I'm talking about dudes with radio flyer wagons, full of short boxes, dude. And then they had something called a VIP. Now I'm segueing. Now I'm segueing over to the reps, right? So Comic Sketch Art rules this con. Okay. Damn near everybody you want is Comic Sketch Art. And let's prove that, right? Let's go over this list right now. So we're gonna say, like, how many of the big willies are on Comic Sketch Art? Okay. Frank Miller.
Right.
I don't
Scott
know if
Snyder.
Scott Snyder, not Gabrielle. I don't think Gabrielle is. James Tynion got his own stuff. Jorge Jimenez.
Yeah, Jorge Jimenez.
I think Jock still.
I think so. Or
Ryan Notley for sure. Ryan Notley.
Yes.
I don't know. No, I think Arthur Adams is essential sequential.
Yeah, he's essential.
Right.
Brian Azzarello.
Brian Azzarello is definitely Comic Sketch Art. And I think Mark Brooks is as well.
Yes.
Libra Mayo is not. I don't think
he is not.
I think Donnie Cates is also.
I think Donnie Cates still is. And Frank Cho.
Yep.
I don't think Clayton Crane. I don't know about Clayton Crane.
I think he is.
Oh, Clayton Crane might be
essential,
right?
If not essential, he's one of the two.
Right. I know Werther's not.
He's not. He's with
the Tiny Onion guys, or Scott's or whatever.
Scott's shout-outs to Daniel.
I don't know about. I know for sure Mitch is.
Yes.
I don't know if Patrick Gleason is. I don't know if this is a new. I don't know if Patrick Gleason is yet. I don't know if this is a new development. Joel Jones is for sure.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
I don't think
just
Ken Lashley
as of recently.
Yeah.
Yes. Joel Jones was. I saw her at Baltimore, and she was Comic Sketch Art. I believe Mark Guggenheim is.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think these are for the people that are just hopping in. These are all the people we think that are going to be rep by Comic Sketch Art. I don't know if Doug is. I hope not.
I don't believe so, right?
I think JJ is going to be there because I think Maria is going to be here too. Patrick Gleason's going to be there.
Shout out to JJ.
Yeah, shout out to JJ, man. Stephen Platt, I don't think so. Martin Simmons, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Rafa Sandoval's going to be there too. Oh man.
Yeah, Rafa Sandoval. This is crazy, right?
I kind of want to go.
Let's go.
Come
on, Chris.
Ryan Stegman, I think is Comic Sketch Art.
Yes, he is.
I think Zeb Wells is too. So, dude, think about this. So, think about all these artists that are here. That's what we're saying. I think Ben Percy is Comic Sketch Art.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Chris Burnham. Chris Burnham is Comic Sketch Art. Yeah, that's a lot. So,
but look at the difference between this and New Orleans Fan Expo. Look at the amount of people.
Yeah,
that are at this show
here. So that's a lot of competition. Massive show, right? And so Megacon, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those shows that we highly recommend you going if you're serious about comics. If you love comics, this is a good show to go to. I mean, not just that. It's called Megacon for a reason. Just to show you guys. Let me go to it. Comic creators, celebrities. Look at this celebrities list. I was gonna say. Yep. The celebrities list is crazy too. You got the Stranger Things, Ron Howard, and his daughter. You got the Flash crew. I don't know if Kid Impulse is still watching, but Grant Gustin is going to be there. Wow.
Frodo Baggins is gonna be there.
He Matthew Lillard. The guy that's gonna play the new Johnny Storm.
Ringwald. Like this, is like the '80s threw up.
Molly Ringwald's gonna be there.
Molly Ringwald.
Crazy. Yeah, that's nuts.
Ali Sheedy.
Oh.
Peggy Bundy.
Dolph Lundgren.
Wow.
Drago. Ivan Drago.
The Russian Dolph Lundgren.
He-Man.
Punisher.
He-Man.
Bruh, that's crazy. Yeah, this is quite the list.
Dude.
Oh.
This is the
William Zach.
Oh, Smallville.
Yeah.
Smallville's gonna be there. Green Arrow, Stephen Amell.
Wow.
Brandon Roof. You got
Christopher Mintz-Blassie, McLovin.
You got three Supermans gonna be there. You got Tom Welling, Tim Daly, and Brandon Roof. That's 3 different Supermans at Megacon.
Oh man, that's crazy.
The Fonz is going to be there.
Wow.
The Fonz.
The Fonz is going to be.
Crazy.
4 different Supermans. Tyler Hoechlin is going to be there.
Gosh, wow.
Look at another 80s star.
5 Supermans. Dean Cain.
Jesus.
Anthony Michael Hall. That's his name.
Wow.
5 Supermans. That's mega. That's mega.
Yeah,
when you got 5
really
Supermans, you got 5 Supermans. Oh, Felicity's going to be there. Felicity.
Wow.
Felicity's going to be there. Okay. I wonder how much these cats be costing.
Ron Howard's
Probably-
brother, Clint Howard.
Probably quite a bit.
Oh, you got Tom Cavanaugh. What's his name? Dr. Wells, right?
Yeah.
And then you got the OG Flash. So you got 2 different Flashes. Oh, you got the black dude from Arrow. He gonna be there. That they kind of teased like he was gonna be a Green Lantern on the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got the whole Arrowverse plus Mark
Yeah,
Guggenheim.
you really do. God damn.
Plus Mark Guggenheim.
You get your Cobra guy.
Hey, this dude right here, this Paul Hauser, man. This is a super intense picture right here. This is like, dude, like that dude looks like he's ready to kick ass. But these are the celebrities. I'm not gonna be in any of these lines, but I was like, this is a pretty. You got 2 different Lois Lanes, 5 Superman.
Crazy list. Yeah.
Man,
Plus
I might
the Fonz.
I may check to see how much.
Oh, and then you got what's his name, McLovin.
That's what I said.
we
McLovin's
said
gonna be
earlier.
there. Red
McLovin.
Mist, man.
McLovin's gonna be there.
I gotta see
That's
how much
crazy.
he is.
Peggy
man.
Bundy though. Peggy Bundy for the win.
That's crazy.
Peggy Bundy
That's
for the
absolutely
win.
crazy.
Oh, and then this guy right here, he's on Game of Thrones. I know he's Doctor Who, but he's Game of Thrones now in my world. Oh, and you got Shaggy. Shaggy's gonna
Matthew
be there.
Lillard. Yeah, we said this earlier, Mike.
I was rattling off other names, man.
Yeah, you was going in.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's like the 80s threw up, bro. But back to the comic creators real quick. Back to the comic creators. All right, who are you guys targeting here? All right, Mark, you're going for sure. Who are you targeting?
Yeah, man. For sure, Quesada. I've never met Quesada. Want to try to get an interview with him. We got the other side, Jimmy Palmiotti, the Marvel Knights origin. So we got to get Joe Quesada's take on that. Frank Miller.
Frank Miller. You gonna go in Frank Miller line again? It's been what $150 for a signature?
Yeah, I might do it one more time.
If you gonna do it,
I'm gonna send my girl though.
Don't get a Frankenstein sketch. I bet you Frank Miller's Frankenstein would be hard.
For sure, we're gonna see the Todd Father. Wherever the Todd Father's at, we're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm definitely Todd Father. Okay, I'm gonna rattle off because like I'm excited about this one. Joe Quesada for sure. Gabrielle freaking Delato is in America.
He's great.
Gabrielle Delato's gonna be in America. That's one. Okay,
That's gonna be a long line.
That line, I'm about to box them all out like I'm Charles Barkley. And then Jorge Jimenez. He's gonna be here from Spain. Jock, he just came here out of nowhere, like one of the last announcements. So like those the guys, and then hold on, where is he at? I haven't seen it yet. Where's his name? Where's Lieber Mayo?
Oh, he was at the top. He was back up at the top. He was next to Gabriel.
Right.
Or underneath.
No, one more down.
No, one more down.
Right
Right,
there.
one more to the right.
Lieber
Right
May.
there.
Oh, he got. Oh, no wonder I didn't notice him because it's some Marvel stuff.
Yeah, they put his
Yeah,
most recent cover. I think
boo.
that's
You
like
put some decent stuff up for Lieber Mayo.
well,
Come on,
that's
don't
his
misrepresent.
variant for the show, I believe.
Yeah, well, it gets a thumbs down. Okay, and that's coming from me. Hey, man,
It's a
Lieber Mayo,
Frank Miller homage, man.
I don't know, man. He was always gonna be a thumbs up for me, no matter what.
Well, I'm going to be in this line. I'm going to be in his line second. I'm Gabriel first, Lieber Mayo second, and then everybody else. And then I'll just get in where I fit in. But yeah, Lieber Mayo for sure, Gabriel Delato, Jorge Jimenez.
You getting Scott and Rafa?
And then Doug Mankey. What are we talking about?
That's
Doug
true.
Mankey.
That's
So
the guy.
I'm going to be camped out at his line. Pretty much, I'm gonna knock out all of my stuff so I can chill at Doug's table and chill with JJ, and hopefully Patrick Gleason is nearby too. Those are some of my favorite guys. Yeah. So Megacon is going to be lit. Okay, but what about you, Chris? Okay, let's say
if I was going
per chance, yeah.
Okay.
You are going, Chris.
You
don't have a choice.
You stop that. I'm saving my money for another show where I'll be spending plenty of money. But
if you were hypothetically,
if I was going, Lieber Mayo would be number one for me.
Yeah.
Just because at the chance to always get art from the man, he'll be number one for me. I think at this point he's signed everything, every single comic I have that he's worked on, like his personal stuff to variants. He's signed everything. So I'd probably want to get art from the man. Then I'd probably go over towards Doug, because that's the guy. As you know, when we talk about Planet Comic Con, that was the guy we hung out with, or I hung out at.
Yep, for sure.
And then probably want to get signatures, if I did signatures, from Scott and Rafa Sandoval, so I can get my the BBL and
the Absolutes.
The Absolutes.
Scott Snyder.
Yeah, and then Rafa Sandoval, so I can get like the Superman signed.
Where's he at? I saw him down here. There he is.
He is right there. Yeah.
There he is. Yeah. I have that Absolute Superman. Those guys, the guys that I mentioned.
Oh, wait, I do have a couple of those. I'd see the guy right next to him. I believe that's my boy Alan Claw. Probably get another piece from the guy.
Now you're starting to stack up a little itinerary. See?
Wait, was that Scott Hanna or was that John Romita? John Romita Jr. hasn't shown up to a U.S. hasn't had a U.S. appearance in a while, right?
But John, he has last year. But
he has.
Yeah. But he's not on this one though.
Not on this.
Oh,
yeah.
I've been waiting to see him again, man.
Yeah, the guy who freaking was probably bullied as a kid. That's why he's got big arms for no reason.
Yeah, so obviously the top biller is Todd McFarlane and Frank Miller. And it's saying Todd McFarlane is going to be there for all 4 days, bro.
That's cool, man. Crazy. Wow.
You know, I got to let him have it. You know, so I'm definitely going to see the Todd father. Like, he's definitely someone that I'm going to see. You know, we're here. I just want to put this up. We're doing a Comic-Con preview. The first 4 major shows of the year. We started off with the Fan Expo New Orleans that's happening right now. So shout out to anybody that's at Fan Expo New Orleans. Let us know in the comments if anyone's there. Let us know if it's any good. Then we got OAX. That's the high roller. That's nothing but original art, original comic book art from published pages, commissions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then Megacon, man, that list, that's probably the biggest show of the first part of the year. And we just did a deep dive into that. And then finally, we're going to get into Planet Comic Con right now. So let me get that going.
Good show.
Planet Comic Con real quick. We can see that.
Yeah.
Y'all can see that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Planet Comic Con, all three of us was at this one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What was our thoughts from 2025? Planet Comic Con 2024 last year. What were your
I thought it
thoughts
was one
about
of my favorites.
That was a great show. It definitely got picked up. That Saturday rush was definitely there.
Palpatine shut shit down. Like
Really did, especially with that fire alarm going off constantly.
Like he's proof, I believe, on a side tangent. I believe, as a Star Wars fan, it is unequivocal that Palpatine is the strongest force wielder ever. Because even the actor, this dude shut down a whole city. Do you guys remember? People were still trying to get in this show at like 2 p.m.
What about Jar Jar?
That was the crazy part.
What about Jar Jar? He's the he's the greatest Sith Lord, man.
Jar Jar. Nice interview. Good night. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't think I went that, got that far in the comics or the literature. But but anyway, I thought that Planet Comic Con, my first time last year, and I thought it was fantastic. Amanda Conner was there. I saw her last year. Her line is great. Don Bluth, I don't know, he was there last year, but he's a legend.
I don't think he was.
American Kel. But last year for me, meeting Kevin Altieri, who are the other guys from the Batman animated series?
Alan Beckett,
Alan Burnett, and
there we go.
Yeah, Alan Burnett, Kevin Altieri, and then Dan Reba. There we go.
Kevin Eastman was there last year.
Yeah, Kevin Eastman.
Glenn Fabry.
Glenn Fabry, met him for the first time, and you were like his BFF last year, weren't you, Mark?
Yeah, I was hanging out with him.
He was.
Hey, it's cool.
Hanging out with Glenn Fabry.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Francis Monopole.
Yeah, Francis Monopole, Garcia Lopez. I met him for the first time. Oh, Eduardo Rizzo. He was there last year. Okay, so who's gonna be here this year? Okay, so off the bat, Chris, I know you like Jeff DeCall.
Oh yeah. I have a piece like somewhere down there. Like his work. The guy does some great stuff, I think.
And like what's the range? Like, break down like what's kind of like a tier for him, because you're a commission guy. What do people what can people expect as far as price and dimension?
So when I got the first piece, I have two pieces from the guy. The first one was at WonderCon, and he was only offering head sketches for about $250, and it was like mostly head sketches with like maybe a little bit of like a shoulder. At WonderCon last year, because I found out he was going, and I was asking if he was taking commissions. He actually only took full body ones or like 3/4 bodies, and it was like $2K for it. So
okay, so he ain't cheap.
From like 300 to like $2K would be my guess.
Okay.
And then he has like some of his preliminary stuff inside like his portfolios and stuff.
Let's talk about the legend, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
That's the guy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy, do you guys both have art from him, right?
Yes.
I have a prelim from him.
Yeah. I have
and what characters? What characters?
What do you have, Chris?
I have Wonder Woman. So I have a full body Wonder Woman. It's in a different portfolio I have somewhere back there. I can give me 1 sec, I'll go grab it.
A commission or a prelim?
No, it was pre-done.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, mine's just a prelim of Superman, but he's like punching he's punching like a fighter jet, man. Here, I'll show it to you. I got it right here. The back.
Hold up.
You got it. Hold on. Okay.
So many portfolios.
Keep it there. There we go. Oh, that's the Garcia Lopez right there.
Yeah, I love his work, man. And I think this was the best character to get from him.
Here we go.
I think
all right.
He's got an iconic Superman look.
Okay, got mine.
You got it?
This is the one I have over here.
All right, keep it up. Keep it up.
Mm.
Boom.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, shite. Okay, so that's pencil and ink, or that's all pencil?
Yeah, it's pencil with like maybe some ink, if not like graphite, is what it looks like. But I was drawn to the detail of this, and funny enough, at the show, I found this one by accident while going through his portfolio. Because for him, his commission list, it's a lottery system. So you put your name down and your number, and his guy reaches out to you, and then you pick. And I think that year it was like 250 for the sketch, and I saw this full body for 600. I was like, for a couple hundred more for a full body, I'll just do that.
Sickness.
And
what do you get with the
guy's
commission? It's a bust or it's a head sketch?
It's like a bust, if not a head sketch.
Okay.
All right, so we're going back to Planet Comic Con. Real quick, that's dope. So Garcia Lopez, my guy Phil Hester. He didn't show up last year, guys.
He had a family emergency last time.
But he's supposed to be in that 2 shows. I was supposed to see him in Memphis last year and Kansas City. He didn't show up to either. So I'm 0 for 2.
Well, hopefully this year if you're going.
I don't know. Like, because we'll see. I'm looking at this list right now. So far, it's everybody that was kind of there last year. And I already seen Garcia Lopez twice last year.
Mm-hmm.
Maria Lopez is going to be there.
Now here is the guy that I want to see right here. Ed McGuinness. What do y'all know about this guy?
Superman Batman.
This guy, Ed McGuinness, truth be told, was my first favorite artist. Like my favorite artist, before I knew who Jim Lee was, I don't go back to comics like some of these guys go. I got into them late. And so the first art that kind of struck me, and the first story as well that struck me was Public Enemies by Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness. So he was the first artist that I followed, like what he was doing. And I got a lot, and he was, real big on the Superman side of things. And so I got a lot of that stuff early on before I started to, branch out into other titles. But Ed McGuinness is someone I never met. Would you guys be interested in seeing him?
Yeah, he'd be on my list.
Yeah, I'd probably try to get some art from the man.
Like a commish?
Probably. Or see what he has in the portfolios. Again, the portfolio, sometimes you find some beauties in.
And then Doug's going to be there. Just so all the people that know, this is Doug Mankey's official channel for all of his animations. And we got some new ones coming up. So if you are watching this live, this is Doug Mankey's channel for all of his animations right here. You just landed on it tonight. Damn, lucky you. Lucky you. But he will also be at Planet Comic Con in Kansas City. And it was, for me last year, Planet Comic Con was like top 3 shows for me. It was
a great show.
It was
a
top
really
3
good
show. And Doug is free. Doug was free last year. And every year is different, guys. Every year is different. So I can't say unequivocally that he's free this year. But take it year by year. But traditionally, and I've interviewed him so many times, and it's he doesn't really believe in charging for 6. So Doug Mankey is someone that you can go ham on, and he'll take it like a champ. He lifts weights, so he's not gonna get carpal tunnel, No. But looking down this list,
Kevin Nolan.
You got Kevin Nolan. I was going straight to Kevin Nolan, right? Oh. And then Andy Parks, he was there too. Jimmy Palmiotti, obviously, Amanda Conner, we saw her there up at the top. So Jimmy Palmiotti is going to be there. Baltimore Rivas, who we interviewed him last year, and I would love to see his. I actually saw some stuff on the CAF website by him. He did a Swamp Thing that was just a home run, a grand slam.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up later.
Yeah, Baltimore Rivas he's a beast. He's a beast, and I think we haven't even seen. I just think it's just once he gets that project that you could just see him, just unleash. We're waiting on that, but he has a lot of versatility though. That's the one thing I like about him too. He does a lot of different types of stuff, but that Swamp Thing was insane. Tim Seeley, Freddie Williams, Scotty Young. That's a big name. Scotty Young don't show up everywhere.
No.
Okay. Doesn't Scotty Young look like a white Ghostface killer?
I guess.
I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. Unsee it.
Let me print that out and let me color him.
Dude, I'm saying, Ghostface killer. He looks like a white Ghostface killer, dude. Right there from Wu-Tang Clan.
It really,
dude,
now
I'm telling you, bro.
Does he have his hat sideways too? Yeah.
Oh, Scotty Young is a huge hip hop fan, dude.
Oh, he is. He's a big hip hop head.
Oh, he's a huge hip hop fan, man. Scotty Young he's another left-handed assassin. I love Scotty Young, man. Scotty Young. So I know it's alphabetical order. He's way down there. He should be up at the top, because he's one of the, premier artists and cartoonists really in the game.
Yeah.
And so, all right. So, did I ask you guys who would you guys want from this show? I haven't asked that question yet.
No.
McGinnis, man. McGinnis. And then hoping Phil Hester shows up.
Yeah. Phil Hester. What about you, Chris?
McGinnis as well. I'm always going to see the boy Doug. I'll probably get another sketch. If not, look at the pages he has.
So but McGinnis number one though, right?
Yeah. Because I know Doug got us.
Yeah.
He always has his fans. That's why I'm just like, yeah. But McGinnis number one because I haven't met the man.
Exactly.
So I gotta go for that. And Doug. I don't know if I need another Jeff DeCal. I have two. So
hey, but I will tell you this though, Maria Wolf, she is a beast, dude.
Yes, because I remember seeing her stuff last year, and I was like, "Yo, her stuff's cool."
I can't wait.
We were like, get everything.
I can't wait for that story that she was talking about. She said she was gonna do it with
what, the Norse gods?
No, she said she was gonna do that werewolf story.
Oh, with Tim Seeley.
Yes,
Tim Seeley.
Yes.
I can't wait for that. Yeah.
Maria
Wolf, like her artwork, I love it because it's that perfect like blend of inks and that contrast. Everything is so like sharp but detailed, but it still has that cartoony vibe. But then it can be like serious. It's crazy, man. You can go any direction with her. I just love it, and it has so much dimension to it as well. I dig it, man. But I would love to see that werewolf story by Maria Wolf and Tim Seeley's at this show as well.
Yeah, you can talk to them about that if you're there.
At this show as well, man. Okay, so that's pretty much our review for the Comic-Con. Ladies and gents, and we're gonna move on, but just to put a button on some of these conventions here, I would say for sure Megacon is the one here, right?
Yeah.
This to me that has to be the creme de la creme one. But don't get me wrong, like if you got cheddar like that, and if you got art like that, OAX. And if you're not really into comics, like I look at it like overall, I'm looking at the overall comic book experience. You know what I mean? And so OAX is more of a niche. It's more targeted, right? Whereas these other conventions, you can still get art and still get other stuff. You can get comic books. You can do other things. And so that might not be everybody's thing. And so the OAX is when you're just trying to get down to the brass tacks and get some real artwork. And so that's cool. But if we're talking about of the four, we all agree, right? Megacon, right?
Oh yeah.
That's when we're going to, man. Yeah. So
That's the one you
catch
two are
us
going
there.
to. Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely going to Megacon. Megacon, and mind you, we gave it like a B plus last year.
I think something like that.
Yeah, we gave it like a B plus, and it was good. But we had a fantastic 24. So, but Megacon this year has, like last year, it had a bunch of names that we loved, like Yvonne Reese and Jeff Johns and Fabok and Brad Anderson. Tony Daniel was there. It was a lot of people there. Jim Shooter, Mike Grell, and that was his only show. Mike Grell's only show last year. So there was a lot of Simone Bianchi,
Steve McNiven.
So it was a huge.
Tony
show.
Daniel was there too. Did you say Tony Daniel?
Yeah, I said Tony Daniels. Didn't you get like a Batmite sketch or something, right?
Yeah, a little card. Yeah, I love it, man. It's small as hell. It's my smallest piece that I have, but he put a lot of stuff in there.
So
Megacon
is a great show. It's a great show to go to, but it's definitely highly competitive. So I would definitely leave it at that. It's a competitive show, and so you have to use all of your Jedi training. You have to do all your rudiments, do your Tai Chi, hydrate, do your stretches, have your list, check it twice. If you're really trying to get art, get the VIP, because I'm telling you, the people there, I would say of all the shows, really, it was the most comic book literate, if that makes any sense. Like everybody there had to hustle. It was like the grand meeting of all the hustling comic book creators. Comic book collectors. Like all the hustle, all the dudes that got the hustle game, that that get in the front of the line, that got the wagons and all of that stuff. They're all there. And there's a lot of people. Definitely, I'm gonna tell the people that if you go on to Megacon, everybody wears deodorant, no one is stink. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stuff. But if you play your part, Florida, we can have a stank-free Megacon. Because that's the one thing that kind of knocked it down a little bit. There was some smelly. I was like, God, these dudes be funky.
Especially the humidity of Florida.
Save $5 for a bar of soap, homie. Jesus Christ. It is crazy. It is crazy. So, but just a kumbaya moment, if you will. If we all kind of chip in and wear some deodorant and take a shower and all that, if we all do that, it'll be a less smelly Megacon. Let's go. Let's make 2025 really live, guys. So all right, so we're moving on. Because I want to get to this stash war. I've been trying to get to this. Every show we have some kind of stash war. And what we mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, is a showcase. We're showing off our collection, and we got comic book heads, art heads, sketch comic heads, where they get the sketch covers, remarks, hustle sketches. Like Mark is like the king of the hustle sketch,
quick,
so there's
dirty,
quick and dirties, you know what I mean? Freebies,
quick dirties.
Yeah, like, so there's all different categories. There's not one better category than the other. It's only like long as you're doing you and you can flex at you, because that's what we're about here on Stash Wars. You do you, but we want to see you flex. What does it mean to flex with your collection? So tonight we got my man Chris, and tonight's theme of the Stash Wars, chasing your dreams, right? And because my man here is a huge Sandman fan, and so he gets all of these Sandman commissions. And I knew that one of the characters, I'm not a big Sandman fan, so I don't know all the characters, but I knew that one of the characters' name was Dream, and I knew that we could make a play off of Chase Your Dreams. You know what I mean? So I know you got some dreams in your collection. You know what I mean? So tonight, you're going to showcase your favorite commissions. Yeah, dream, death, whatever you want to show. And, but just, keep the books. I mean, keep the art up. Tell us about the artists. Tell us about the artists. And then also, to keep it in theme with tonight's show, what was the hustle, right? Like, because you meet some of these artists at shows, or there's other avenues. So kind of explain the different processes of how you acquire. You don't got to give them all the information, but just like, okay, this is online, this was in person, that type of, per piece, so people can understand a little bit. And also, I would say, because no condition is going to be the same. If you did have to get one at a show or something like that, if it was a con sketch, like what you have to do, how early you have to get there, how did you have to prepare for that? Because people don't know that stuff. People think that you just get the badge and you can just get whatever you need, and it's not like that. These shows will break your heart. All right, so you can start where you want, my guy.
All right, I'll start here because I use it as the thumbnail for my Instagram. So we're gonna start with the Bill Sienkiewicz sketch of Death.
I was there for this.
Yes, you were. This one was at a signing. I think it was 2022 at Sunset Comics, and Bill decided to do like a signing there, but they offered sketches too. And at the time, I didn't know if they were only on like sketch covers or if they would allow paper or other things. So I brought my own paper, and I wasn't early to it because I already bought this beforehand. So I was like, okay, I'm guaranteed a sketch, so I'm gonna get that in like my one sig. So when I got up there, I've always wanted a death from the man, just because, yes, you've seen the man's work. That guy's the fucking MacGyver of comics. He makes everything out of nothing.
Yeah, Bill's crazy.
The process, you remember it, Mike, when he was just getting his brush on the back end and just wiping up there, then he like licked his thumb and was like messing around with it, and then pulled out his
man,
card.
I actually videotaped him doing this.
Yes, here, let me get closer, that way the people can see.
Yeah, I need to see that video. I haven't seen that yet. But I didn't even realize that was a skull.
If you want Stash Wars IG, after the live, I will actually post this in the stories. The video of Bill Sienkiewicz drawing this is actually one of my favorites.
I know, this one was great. If we're gonna go to like a convention one, here I'll jump to the next one. Okay. This one, it was Jill Thompson. So at Baltimore Comic-Con 2022, I know you don't like it, but I got the VIP for it, so I can get in early. That way.
Okay, you have to get what you have to do, though.
You said that was 2022?
So this was 2022. So I was too late day one because I had jumped to Francis Monopole first and jumped on his commission list. Yeah. But she was around the corner from his, and I was in line, and then it was full for the first day. But for this, she actually had a portfolio right next, like of stuff that's done. And I remember seeing this because this was a print she sold in like New Mexico or something like that. But this was the original. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm having it for sale. And I was like, sold. This is mine. Nobody else is touching this.
Jill Thompson is a G. I still haven't met her yet.
Yeah.
Maria. So this was a con sketch?
No, this was a pre-done at a.
Oh, okay, pre-done. I was about to say.
Yeah. No, I like the detail on this crazy with the amount of characters you get on here. So there's 1, 2.
Is that all 7?
4. No, it's only 5. No, 5. You don't have Destruction in here or Desire. Yeah.
Or Destiny, no? It's
or Destiny rather. Destruction and Destiny are the 2 that are missing. Yeah. But yeah, I was just like sold mine, especially because she also worked on the series.
How come I'm correcting you on that, Chris? Come on.
All right, man. I was looking at it backwards. I'm also trying to make sure it's not reflective because none of these babies are coming out of this.
So we about like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was about to say if you want to talk about a mail away, you talked about Tony Daniels. Let's bring mine out.
All right, Tony Daniel. Hold up. Tony Daniel. Now this is Drew. Who is this? What's his character?
This is Death.
Death. So which character do you have the most sketches of?
I'd say Probably Death. With Dream as a close second and Delirium like third. Those are usually the big three I go for with a lot of people.
So you got mostly Death. So Death us to Death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Death us to Death right now. Give us straight deaths right now.
Okay, sure. I'll stick to that with
Death
everything
us
that
to
we go
Death.
through. Are you sure? I have a nice Delirium that I could show to the people if you want to talk about con hustles.
Show it real quick. Show the Delirium.
Yeah,
show it real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to show the Brian Stealth Freeze joint I got.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, of course.
If we're going to talk about like con hustles, this is before he was rep by Essential, and I did it at Baltimore 2022. So for his list, he would just pick like people or characters from the list, and you'd have to go and check back to see if the man picked at all. And with it in 2022, he ended up picking Delirium day 3, but he had only just started working on like his second commission at the time. So the guy who runs like the Facebook page was like, just message me or email me later. And I sent him an email. And as I was flying back home from Baltimore, he sent me a scan of this. He was like, hey, he finished it in Stockholm. So we're going to mail it out to you.
So this is 2022?
Yeah, that was 2022. And like I had checked every single day at his table to see if like the man would. And it was crazy. All right. We're talking about
the theme. So the theme tonight, I gotta keep reading. The theme tonight is chasing your dreams, man. This dude got a bunch of Sandman theme sketches. So the floor is yours, man.
All right, next one we'll talk about WonderCon of 23, and if we're talking about a big name, and the big reason for me even going was for this man over here, Phil Jimenez.
Oh yeah, this is this is a con sketch.
Yes, this was a con sketch. And with it, the man, just because he was busy, he always was at a signing, so he never worked on the list. And I had checked in later, I was like, oh yeah, I was this person. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll do that next. And he ended up working on it. And I think I have video of it, but he was sketching. I was just talking to him the whole time too. Man's a great guy. But yeah, in terms of like being patient, waiting for like something to get done when it's just like, damn, there's a big reason why I'm here. Hopefully I can get something.
And he can do that while you're talking to him. Some artists need that precision focus. Mm-hmm. You can't talk to him, man. Like you need to let the people work.
Yeah, fair. Next one, for that same WonderCon year, we have Jeff DeKalb, just because we talked about him earlier.
Right,
so this was the pencil sketch that I was talking about, where it was like 250. I tried to get on his pre-con list, but didn't work out. So I just was like first at his table with the homie Brian Madden. And, yeah. So I jumped on his list, and he had space, and I told Brian to go back and just jump on it. And he was like, yeah, I'll gladly. I showed him, funny enough, my collection, because he was like, what character do you want? Because he always wants 3 choices so he can pick. But once he saw mine, he's like, I'll gladly do Death for you. I got you.
Man, that is insane.
Right?
That is dope, man. That is dope. And so, dude, so 2023 was at WonderCon. You were on fire.
Yeah. But we said one guy earlier was my guy, and I believe this was 23. Yeah, I think 23. Baltimore. My guy Adam Hughes still had this in the portfolio.
Oh, that's Adam Hughes. That's Adam Hughes.
Yes, this was still in there. Yeah, I remember they had posted it online because I follow his like page and I'm a Patreon. But they posted this and it was at like 2 other shows, but it just never sold. So when I opened the portfolio when I was there to see them, it was there and I was like sold. And Allison's like, "Oh, hey Christian, oh you want it? All right, give me a sec."
Man, that's a killer Adam Hughes, man.
Right? It's not just like the quickie sketch. This is like more thought out detail. Compared to it, I just love the checker boxes too. But yeah, that one was a great one. Another con one, I believe this was 23 as well. My guy, another guy, JG Jones.
JG Jones.
Yeah.
Is that a portfolio piece?
No, this was a pre-con commission, and I think I got it day 3. Yeah, he was trying to get through everything, and he ended up giving it to me on the 3rd day. I was like, dude, this is beautiful.
Well, how does the pre-con commission work?
So with it, I emailed his reps being, essentially sequential. So sometimes on their website, they'll have like hey, this artist is available at this show. If you want to join their commission list, these are the rates. Pick it. Go to the checkout online, and then let them know if you're gonna get it at the show or if you're gonna go pick it up. Need it mailed out. So for that, I was able to pick it up at the show. So I wanted to see it in person, and I was glad to do it too. This next one I'll show. It's not in the portfolio because I can take it out, but is an artist I became acquainted with in 22, I think. Yeah, 20, or if not 23. Sorry. The first time your boy went to Lake Como Comic Art Festival, where
Lake
I got to
Como.
meet Zoe LeCay.
Zoe LeCay. Okay,
Mhm.
she's Italian or something, right?
Yeah, she's Italian. She's usually with Trinity Comics.
Right.
And I saw this at the show, and no one had bought it. And me being a Sandman fan, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna walk away with this.
You're usually that guy, right? If anyone has
yeah,
anything
I'm usually
Sandman.
that guy. I try not to be that guy, but that's what usually ends up happening by accident. Why you gotta call me out like that? But anyways, but I had to just because the detail started with the reflection. That's why I was like, I don't want to take nothing out because I want to keep the baby as pristine as possible. I was just like, yo, this is a nice piece, and I was gonna walk away with it.
What size is that?
That one was like more comic book board size, but maybe a little bit smaller. So 8.5 by like 9 or something, or 10. All right, I'll start with the 11 by 17s. Now this one, Mike, you might remember this one. This is the first 11 by 17 I ever got.
Okay.
Shout outs to Philip Tan.
Philip Tan.
This one, if you remember this joint.
Straight pencils. Hell yeah, I do.
Yes, right? Ain't it crazy? Like just the detail. This
Very
one
nice.
I actually was supposed to get at Comic-Con the first time I went. Shout outs to the boy Jose Benduzu. He was the one who told me his list was open. So I emailed his rep Kirk and set this up. And he was like, oh, the list is full, but what characters do you want? And I was like, oh, is there any way you can do Death? And then Philip responded with like being happy to do it. And I was like, sweet. I know it's gonna look great. And I ended up picking up afterwards after the show in Pasadena just because timing didn't work out. But yeah, that one was a favorite. Now, if we're going to talk about chasing dreams and being patient,
chasing dreams.
Let me go to the big 11 by 17 Death that was really chasing someone. I showed him earlier, but this time I got a full body of a Bill Sienkiewicz.
Oh, snap.
Fully painted piece. So with this, I actually joined his commission list back in 2019. I think it was TorpedoCon that year. They had it, the very first one. I joined around then just because, again, big fan of the guy. We talked about it. This guy is a genius with any and everything that he touches that I knew I had to get a piece. Like, look at this. This goddamn thing is my baby. Like, I want it to be buried with me, kind of piece.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
Sienkiewicz is one of the greatest.
He is beautiful. Perhaps one, if not the greatest. In my opinion.
Might be the greatest comic book artist.
Make sure y'all smashing the like button, man. Please smash the like button.
And now,
so what else? What else you got, man? So you be going from Death to Dream.
Yep.
So Dream, that was Death, right?
Yeah, I have another Death.
Go ahead, but keep Death as a Death as a Death.
No worries. I was just talking about like the other hustle. So you know that we have the con ones, we have the mail away ones.
Yeah.
And you know we have the Flea Bay ones or the eBay ones, as I call
them. Yep. Some of those be hustling.
Chris Vicalo got a full Death 11 by 17 done over here. With it, I've tried to get a commission from this man at all the shows that he goes to, but he's also a lottery system, and your boy doesn't get as lucky when it comes to lottery. But I saw this on eBay, and I was like, oh, I will gladly take it, because if you follow his page and like where he does his art drops, the like comic book size sketches of like Death, they go for like 800 or something like that, and I got this for like 12 for a full body 11 by 17. And I was like, I'll gladly take that.
Wow.
Beautiful, man. He was one of my favorite of the Vertigo artists.
So all right, so let's talk about. So you talked about pre-con commissions.
Mm-hmm.
You showed some hellified con sketches, man. 2023 WonderCon was lit for you.
Yes.
And then tell me how Clutch feels. I mean, everybody wants to rag on eBay, right?
Yeah.
That's all. But everybody got that eBay experience where they got something really cool off that joint.
I was going to that one actually. So funny enough, this one I got on eBay and I got to take a photo with the man. I got this Mark Hempel fully rendered 11 by 17 that he was selling on eBay for 1,500. I think I put in for like 13 or 1,200, and he took the offer, and I was able to get it. With it, I was just like, it looks like a page out of the goddamn series. Just like
it looks like a print, man.
Oh, he actually made prints. That's what's funny. I saw that this year when I saw him. He actually turned this into a print, and it was ridiculous. And this is how crazy and how you know this was good. Fucking Jill Thompson also wanted this piece too, and I showed her that I had this. She's like, "You're the one who got it." I was bugging him for that, and I was like, "Well, I walked away with it, Jill. Sorry."
So that was his personal eBay account, or
yeah, that's his personal eBay account. Whenever you see some of these pieces that he puts up, that's his actual eBay.
Okay.
Wow, man. Yeah, that's a good
Delirium and like other things.
The Chris Bacala one, that was his personal eBay, or that was off of someone else's?
That was just on the market.
Okay.
Okay. I love this man's work. So I have actually 3 pieces. I call this one Death by Accident. It's the Philip 10 piece. He was supposed to do Dream or Delirium, and he ended up doing Death again. So I have 2 editions of Death from him. But I'm not going to be mad because look at the fucking detail on this pencils.
Yeah.
This man is
Philip 10. Yeah, man. There's some people that are just killer with the pencils where it's always tight and you actually prefer a piece in pencil.
Oh yeah. His in pencil? Ridiculous.
I would want a Jim Lee if I would want a commission from Jim Lee in pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's true.
If I was to pay money for Jim Lee, I would want it to be like a pencil sketch because that dude, he's so precise with it. And Philip Tan reminds me of that too. Yvonne Reese is kind of like that as well.
If we're talking about other websites, other avenues like CAF, this is, I think, to date, the only CAF piece I've bought and was trolling through and saw this. And I don't know if I'll ever meet freaking Baron's Story, but to have him do this piece, which is Despair.
Oh.
I was just like, the detail on this is ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if he's been to a show more recently because this piece was dated 2012. And I just happened to come across it by accident.
Yeah, man, that is crazy. That's like some avant-garde-ish right there.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. All right, next piece I want to show is from a guy who, this is the 3rd piece I got from him. I pointed him out in Megacon earlier. I'd love to get some more because he's been doing different characters from the Sandman for me. But I finally got a Death piece from Alan Qua. So did a full 11 by 17.
Alan Qua, we were just talking about him.
This is my guy right here, Alan Qua. Because if you remember, he did the Destiny piece. It's the glow-in-the-dark one that I have in my collection. Which is
you have a glow-in-the-dark piece?
Yeah, I don't know if it still does. It has to collect a bunch of light, but he used some experimental UV inks on it. I think it still does because someone else took it and was like, I think it still does it. And then we tested it and it still does. Not as heavily as it did before, but yeah. No, that one was ridiculous. All right. Let me start going to the A3 envelope now.
A3, what's A3 mean?
So it's 11 by 16 and a half, or if not it's kind of a little bit wider than 11 by 17. So it might be 17 and a half, something like that. So it's a different format. So it's these ones in here that I have. And this first one's by Kale New. Kale is with Scott's Collectibles. And I actually
And
jumped on
what's his character though?
This character is
Str-
Dream.
What's his character though?
This character is
Str-
Dream.
But
Dream,
it's
chasing your dreams.
Yep. Yeah. And I had to jump
but
on the man's list.
it's Dream After the Wake, right?
Yes,
Or
this is Daniel Hall as Dream. So
yeah.
the second iteration of Dream within the comics at that point, or at least with the lore of that. I mean, there's been other ones. Technically, this would be the third. But yeah, jumped on that for his. We're gonna keep going. An artist whose work I like, and this is the first piece that I got from her. Ooh, this thing's just big. Is Desire from Zoo or Zoo. So Zoo
I
or
like
Zoo.
that.
Yes, for me, it's all on the stare. The eye with the gold. But yes, came across her work with Kirby's comic art and messaged Annabelle back then, and she was like, "Hey, I'm taking on this new artist. Look at her work." And I was just like, "Yes, I am sold." And this one was a mail away. Yep.
Chris, real quick, do you have any Corinthian pieces coming up?
I do in one of my things, and I am sure I can show them off. If we want to keep with the chase and the dreams. Oh,
Yeah. Let me see what you got, man.
There's Dream with one of his lovers in the comic. So this is Dream with Eleonora. It's like one of the characters that like is created by his sibling when he's trapped, and it's like his lover.
His lover, that's a sibling.
No. This girl was created by his sibling, so that was like one of his lovers. Because the running thing with this story is that you follow Dream, and they're all different entities. So it's Dream, Death, Delirium, Destiny, Destruction, Despair, and they're all those different ideas. And Desire is I forgot to mention Desire, but Desire was the sibling that created this girl for him when he was like trapped because no one could save him. And yeah, no, things didn't work out for the two of them. But I just love the detail on the piece. And it was by Zoo. Right.
So now, that's two Zoo or Zoos?
Fan of her work. There. We're really gonna go with Chasing My Dreams. We'll go with the big one, the big creme de la creme as a Sandman fan. Let me just flip to it. All right. So in 2023, again, going back to it, is when I went to Lake Como, and I finally got to meet someone I never thought I'd get to meet with Dave McKean.
Oh yeah.
And I got to get on his commission list. Because that year they were doing like auctions for people's commission slots.
That's fresh.
At the show. And I won his slot, paid for that, and I didn't know how much I was expecting to have to pay at his table. And he was only charging, I think, like €300, which is like $400 for this.
Really?
Like, yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Would you say that Dave McKean's the most essential Sandman artist?
I'd say, because how many artists do you know that have done like damn near all the cover art for an entire series?
Yeah, it would either be him or it would be either Sam Keith, right?
Mm-hmm. But I'd say probably Dave McKean more than anything, just because he's done all the cover art. Like,
yeah,
the man damn near never took any breaks. Oop, let me just put the cover down here real quick. All right, the next one, I showed you this one, Mike, when we were at Planet Comic-Con that I bought online while we were at the show, but got this Ben Oliver.
Yeah.
Yes, hold on. The reflection. There we go. Yeah, where it looks damn near like a cover.
Yeah, that looks hard, man.
Mm-hmm. And then he had like more pieces that like come on. I was like, damn it! If I had more money on me, I probably would have. But at Lake Como last year, the big chase, along with another one, but the other one's like too big and it's paper, so I don't want to bring that one out.
So let's go over here pimping in Lake Como, Italy.
It's a great show. I always go because it's the week after my birthday, so I treat it as a birthday trip and just happen to get some fine art. And this guy was the big reason for me going.
Oh,
quietly.
Damn. Mm-hmm. So what is that? Like blue pencil?
Yeah, it's like blue pencil on white paper with probably like regular pencil for the hair for the
That was a
detail.
pre-done, or that was done there? That was a
Pre-commission,
commission.
pre-commission.
Oh, commission.
Yeah, this one was a commission. His actual stuff, like pages and like other stuff, was pretty pricey. So I'm glad I got this baby when I did.
Damn.
Hmm.
Damn.
Right. I feel like that's the majority of that. Unless you want me to go and show like other characters, if you want.
Show me the
that's actually perfect, man. That's perfect. But okay, so before we conclude, what would be of the ones you've shown? Because you've shown us quite a bit. What would be like your
I want to
top?
show one more, and this
Absolutely.
one is my top. My absolute
okay, so
top.
show me your also top 3.
Okay, if I had to pick, all right, that'll be tough, but it would probably have to be this one because I don't know what if and or when I'll ever get a page from the original series. I have this page, and it's by J.H. Williams III from Sandman Overture.
Jesus.
Yes. Yeah, the goulash on here, it's absolutely nuts. The detail and the different like styles of art that the fucking man does. He's probably my top. He's always on there whenever we talk about like top people.
I would say that story is probably the best art.
Yeah. Again, have it now signed by Neil as well over here, but even though he's controversial right now. Anyways, this one would probably be the top one because it's a page.
And it's J.H. Williams the third, bro.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'll ever meet that man. He lives in Vegas, but that man's so busy with the amount of work that he does. It'll probably be that one. Number 1. Number 2. This is where it's gonna get tough. I have a lot of babies, as you see.
Oh, so that's number 1, obviously. There, J.H. Williams the third, man. That's crazy. Okay.
I feel like number 2 will probably be. Hold on. Let me just get the page right. Get this cover over. I showed it earlier, but the Dave McKean piece.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, keep that up.
Quintessential.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And that was a commish, right?
Yes, this was a commission at Lake Como again.
that wasn't no pre-done.
No,
that was something that you did.
Yeah. I ventured out for. Then number 3.
Yeah.
This is where it gets tough. Mostly because the other piece I'd love to show, it's only paper, so it's rolled up in a tube, and I don't want to bring it out and like smudge or do anything to it.
Right.
But it's a tie between that one and, of course, I have to the Frank Quietly.
Yeah, dude.
Quintessential.
And what's the dimension on that Quietly?
It's A3, so it's like it's 11.5 by 16.5. That's why it is. It's wider, so it doesn't fit in your like typical 11 by 17 portfolios.
Man, that right there, that's that one and a Dave McKean, but then the Dave McKean, the Frank Quietly, and then the eBay joint. That looks like a cover that you said one of the artists.
Yes, that one's great too. Mark Hempel.
Yeah, the Mark Hempel. Yeah, those are my top 3. Can you show the Hempel?
You want me to show it again?
Yeah, just because that's probably my overall favorite.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I had the other portfolio which had some other characters, but yeah, let me go flip through this real quick. What page was it on? That was the one tough thing about like art. Sometimes you got to find the right page you had it on. All right, here we go.
Right. Boom. Yeah, that right there. That is clean.
So juicy, clean, great lines and shading.
Yeah, that shit is.
This one's a close third. Like I fucking love it.
Yeah, that one's hard, man. That one's really, really dope. I like that one just because it, and you had quite a few pieces that looked like it could have been published. You know, the Sienkiewicz one, that I could that looks like it could have been a T-shirt. I could easily see that like as a print of a T-shirt. But yeah, man, like so before we move to the next topic, Chris, what is a big target, or do you got something already in the works that you're expecting to come hither
for 2025?
Yeah, like already. Like you got something you're shooting for, or something that's already in the works.
The only thing I kind of maybe have something in the works for it, because I joined his list last year, and he said he could give it to me at Lake Como, was I jumped on Mark Ratt's commission list when he opened it to the general public. So jumped on that for potential to pick up a piece at Lake Como.
Okay. So you got some willing and dealing, and so what would be just in general as far as collecting? Because I know you get more than just Sandman characters, but what would be like your top 3 character requests?
Outside of Sandman?
In general, overall.
In general. I mean, if we're going in general, it's usually Sandman characters. That's usually it. It's usually that, or like.
And what three characters?
Usually Dream, Death, and Delirium. Those are the big 3. I mean, I skipped over some of the other ones because I don't want to take up like 30 years of the time going through every single character.
Right. But yeah, man, I knew you had an adequate amount of Death and Dream. I knew you could cover the segment with just those 2 characters for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, man. So thank you for showing us that. We're gonna move on real quick and close out the show just with some Sig Slayer updates, things that you could look forward to actually this upcoming week. In between the lives, we have Jeremy Adams joining us on Sig Slayers next week. We're interviewing Jeremy Adams. Do you remember anything from the Jeremy Adams interview, Mark?
I remember him talking about Flash Gordon, about him moving on to Green Lantern Corps. No, it was kind of a while ago, man. I can't remember
I remember vividly because he pretty much was setting the stage for right now. So the release is actually perfect because he's still going to be writing Green Lantern, and he's going to be writing Green Lantern Corps. So he'll be doing both. So it's kind of like whereas Jeff had Green Lantern and Peter Tomasi had Green Lantern Corps, we get to see Jeremy take the whole, Green Lantern corner to himself. And there's another writer as well, I think on the John Stewart one. But mainly you got the Corps and then the Green Lantern title, and that's going to be written by, all by Jeremy Adams. So he talks about that. And he talks about what to expect with his upcoming arcs in Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps. So I'm looking forward to that. Plus, Jeremy is always a great interview. And he's actually, while we're here, he's actually in New Orleans right now. So if you're a big Jeremy Adams fan, he's in New Orleans right now. Shout out to Jason, the Southern Comic Geek, for sharing these with us. He's already at New Orleans Fan Expo. These are Jeremy Adams books. So he already went to a Jeremy Adams signing and got almost every core. Yeah, so he's all signed up. So I thought that was cool. And so tonight we covered all the shows for the first quarter of the year. Fan Expo is this weekend. 2 weeks we have OAX. Then Megacon will be there. Planet Comic Con. And then we'll be back for the next set. But this upcoming week, like I said, we have Jeremy Adams. We always have a process each week with David Barron. So on Wednesday, we have a new piece by Miko Suyen. I can never pronounce it. Say it again.
I usually say Miko Suyen.
Miko Suyen. Yeah, him. Yeah, we got a piece from him, and we're coloring that. David Barron is coloring that this Wednesday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. We have him every Tuesday. We have new animation uploads from Doug Mankey. So Doug Mankey, this is the official channel for Doug Mankey. So if you're a big Doug Mankey art fan, this is the channel to subscribe to the Six Slayer Station. Every week we have interviews with some of your favorite comic book creators, whether it's writer, penciler, inker, colorist. We do it all. We'll even be interviewing editors, con organizers, the whole nine. And so be sure to check out all of we got so many videos up, but check us out each week. The process, we're also going to be adding pencilers to the process, so you'll be able to see penciling and coloring on the Six Slayer Station. So please subscribe. Fellas, I thought it was a great night. How you guys feel about tonight?
I thought it was fun, man. I like looking through Chris's art collection, talking about the cons. Very nice, man.
Man, I'm really hyped. You know, we went over all the shows, and I'm really hyped for Megacon. And I'm really excited because, you know, one of our homies will be at OAX. A couple people. I think Southern Comic Geek is going to be there, if I'm not mistaken. And then the homie Sean's going to be there. So I can't wait to get some firsthand information from them and their experience, especially them knowing kind of the other shows and been in all the other shows and how OAX stacks up against others. And obviously we know that it's an all comic art show, but just the overall experience and the stuff that we're into, because it's not just art. We do like SIGs and how do they handle that that policy. It should be, to me, it should be slim pickings as far as competition, and you should be able to get anything you want signed without a problem. And I just can't see anybody, charging if they're making hand over fist thousands of dollars. Like they're gonna be making. I mean, they got stuff already lined up where they're just giving cats stuff. So many pre-made pieces that people are going to be getting. So it's on top of stuff that people buy at the actual show. So I'm curious to see how that all turns out. And there's no one where I'm like, oh, like Andy Kubert's not going to be. Adam Kubert's going to be there. But Andy Kubert is somebody that I'm like, oh, I'm always going to see what he brings. And he curates his collection. That
really does.
His portfolio that he brings from show to show. So it's not the same stuff. You're not going to get the same stuff from show to show. Yeah, we're all happy. But I'm saying it's not like you're going to see the same stuff in those in those portfolios. No. So he updates them. And yes, he has stuff that you can get straight from Essential Sequential. That's not the stuff that he has on him. So,
you got stuff some heat like that, on him.
That and then Tony Daniel, like if he was there, I know he still has Morrison stuff. So he leaks it out ever so often, and stuff like that. Andy Kubert still has Morrison stuff. I would love to see, so those are people that I would, Greg Capullo's another one. But not for art. He's like he's astronomically expensive,
Yes.
But SIGs, I didn't see Greg Capullo at all last year. So so yeah, OAX, I'm definitely curious about it. I want to go, but we saw the lineup for Megacon, dude. And we all agree unanimously that the show that we would all want to go to the most, if we're not already going, is Megacon. So I'm glad Woody's got that out there. Stats fam, we hope that you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe. Please check out our wonderful catalog of comic book content we have available on the Six Slayer Station. If you're on Stash Wars on IG, thank you for watching us there. Be sure to hop over on to YouTube and subscribe to the Six Slayer Station as well. But speaking for my man, Chris, the Endless Collection, man, thank you for coming, man. You always welcome here. Mark, I'm going to holler at you, man. We are out. Peace.
Take it easy.